is a young girl in her 20s who is now able to focus on obtaining her master's degree and furthering her career with the help of birth control because she no longer has to worry about the hassle of having a baby when she is not prepared to do so. The topic of my speech today is that birth control is very common across the world, but there are also things that many women are unaware about when using birth control and how to acquire it. As a teenage girl, I have had many encounters with females who use birth control for the many issues that women face every single day. I have also furthered my research in this topic to prepare for my speech. I would like to discuss the many common things that women are unaware about with birth control and take a look at the 3 aspects of birth control, which are the purposes of it, the different types, and the advantages and disadvantages that come with birth control. My first main point is the purpose of birth control. Birth control serves many purposes, but the main purpose is to prevent pregnancy. A 2005 article on WebMD, America's leading health provider, explains why women use birth control to prevent pregnancy. When taking the pill, it is 99% accurate and effective if taken correctly. Although the pill does not limit the risk of STDs, the pill contains a small amount of estrogen and progestin that inhibits the body's natural cycle. Birth control also gets rid of period cramps. Many girls have testified that birth control has limited their amount of menstrual cramps. A 2015 article published on Kids Health Organization reviewed this topic. A 2019 journal article published on Medline Plus explains that when choosing what kind of birth control you use, you must take a look at your purpose for using it. On this article, a young girl testifies that before using birth control, she had horrible menstrual cramps and that painkillers such as aspirin and ibuprofen did not help. Her mom ended up suggesting birth control. My first visual aid is right here, and this shows the average size of a normal uterus before a period, and this is a uterus that is inflamed because of period. This is what causes period cramps. Birth control works because it reduces the number of prostaglandins, which are chemicals in the body that make the uterus contract. This causes the cramps. Birth control can also reduce the amount of blood flow in someone's body. Birth control serves as many purposes, but also comes in many types. Birth control can be given in many different forms, which is my second main point. A 2016 newsletter published on Medicine Net gives an overview of the types. The first type that I'm going to be going over is hormonal birth control, which includes pills, hormonal patches, and implants. My second type of birth control is barrier birth control methods, which includes diaphragms, condoms, cervical caps, and spermicides. The third type is natural birth control, which includes ovulation test kits, mucus examination, tracking menstrual cycle with the Rhythm method. A 2019 magazine published on Medical News Today goes over another type of birth control. This type is abstinence, which is choosing to not have sex until marriage. This magazine also goes over something called the morning after pill, which in my visual aid, I have a picture. The morning after pill can be found in all different types of drugstores and pharmacies and is also normally called Plan B. The pill can prevent pregnancy after intercourse if used within 72 hours after unprotected sex. In addition to the types of birth control, there are also many advantages and disadvantages when using birth control. My third point is to go over the advantages and disadvantages of birth control. A 2018 article published on University of Michigan Medicine gives an overview of the advantages as well as the disadvantages of birth control. To start off, let's go over the pros of hormonal birth control. It can reduce the risk of pelvic inflammatory disease, and it can also reduce bleeding and cramping with periods. It is also known to reduce acne. There are also many cons of hormonal birth control. It does not protect against any sexually transmitted diseases. It could delay your normal cycle, and the pill must be taken every single day to be effective. Another type of birth control is IUDs, which also comes with many pros. One pro is that it is more than 99% effective when preventing pregnancy. It is also very easy to use and can be removed whenever. It also comes with many cons. One con is that it does not protect against STDs, and it also costs hundreds of dollars for insertion. And lastly, only a health professional can remove your IUD. A 2020 website on young women's health explains the cons of a male condom, which is another form of birth control. One con is that you must use a new one every time. There is also a risk of the condom breaking, which would not prevent against pregnancy. Women could also be allergic to the material used in a male condom, which is latex. In conclusion, we have seen the three aspects of birth control. Birth control comes in many forms, serves many different purposes, and can have positive and negative effects on a female. With all that being said, the use of birth control is a helpful tool for many women across the world. The information in this speech is dire for men and women to obtain in today's time period.